Anita,
And I am Laurie Ann.
and you're listening to Anxiety is a Mother.
All right. Hey, girl. It's good to see you. How are you? How's your energy?
Hey, um, my energy is good. It's been a weird week. I'll say no, maybe I shouldn't say weird. But I'm on a fast this week. I need a little more clarity on what's going on in my life.
That's
So I
good.
guess I would say my energy is good.
I feel like my energy is all over the place. It's been a very weird week. So it's funny that you said that because it started off very weird. A lot of audacity has been had that I don't understand where it's coming from in my life.
Mm.
But yeah, so it's been a very weird week, and it has my energy all over the place. I'm trying to channel that, but what Megan say, bad bitches have rough days, or however she said.
Bad days too.
So, baby, I feel her this week, but that's okay. I can't complain because I'm usually always really really good, and so having a little bump in the road is to be
Yeah,
expected. So, but
yeah.
anyway, this week is Valentine's week. So I was kind of having this discussion with somebody a couple weeks ago about dating. And is there, I want to hear your perspective on this. So do you think there is a age limit for a woman to be going down and going through the struggle with the man, like on his come up, like getting his stuff together, find his footing, like if that's in his career, job, business, whatever, and you're like really don't have it out together, but going through the struggle with somebody and then getting on, like, is there an age limit
So I want to understand. So he's
for the
trying
woman?
to find himself.
The guy is. I
Okay.
feel like it's an age
Okay.
limit both ways. But things happen and people have to start over. So I get that. I feel like there's an age limit both ways, but usually it's the woman that ends up staying down with him through the tough times when he didn't have nothing till he got on, and holding him down per se. So do you feel like as a woman there's an age cutoff of that for you in your lifetime?
Um, oh, so I would say that's like a two-part thing. So if this is somebody that I'm already with, life happens, things can happen, So I would say I'm not just gonna leave or whatever just because, but as far as like me being single out here dating, I would say I would like to have someone who's already, somewhat established or meet me where I am,
Yeah.
or better. I
Yeah.
don't think I want to date down anymore.
Yeah, I definitely said that I feel like that age limit for women is like their 20s, like their early 20s. That's the age where you still kind of getting yourself together too.
Yeah.
And you can really grow and build and go through the tough times with a person, go through the month to month checking it, go through the we still figuring it out, and furnishing a home and not having everything you need. You're still in that figuring it out era together, right? But I feel like a woman in her mid to late 30s, it's an absolute no. Like, no.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that has run its course. So my next question for you is, do you feel like should men and women, or women both, date broke?
Date a broke person?
Like date broke while you don't have any money? Should you be out here dating?
No, absolutely not. Because I feel like if you're not in a position to take care of yourself, how can you be anything for someone else? So I look at dating like this. You need to be, I don't want to say completely whole because we all gonna have some issues and some stuff that we need to work through, but you need to be healed and whole to a certain point. And I believe when you are healed and whole, that you should be financially stable if you're in that space.
Right.
So no, you shouldn't date broke or broken.
Yes.
And usually when you broken, you broke.
Oh, that's I feel like that's so true. In some situations, that could definitely be true. My question is, because I see this topic a lot, and it seems like women want this to only apply to men. Why is the only one that's expected to come financially stable, supportive with money? Why is that the stereotype?
I think because traditional roles, the man is supposed to be the protector and the provider usually equates to financial. Um, and I mean, I think a lot of things have changed. Like a lot here now, people, go 50-50, and sometimes the women are the breadwinners. So I don't necessarily think that the whole financial burden has to be on the guy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily either. Um, I do feel like, there's a lot of women out here really, just about their business, making boss moves, making their own money and not dependent on a man solely. But it's definitely nice to have that to fall back on. But yeah, I think it goes both ways. I definitely think it goes both ways. It shouldn't just always be on the male, even though we're equipped and we grow up with um that stereotype that the man, or I mean that the man is the provider. Like he's supposed to be the provider and the protector, like you said. So you want your man to come with something to be able, he got to provide something.
Right.
Like it.
Except more than just good penis.
And a lot of the times that's all that's being handed out, and got a lot of our sisters in a baby stigmatized, as they say.
Girl, dick pressed.
What, dick pressed?
Dick pressed.
Oh, like impressed but dick pressed. I get it.
Dick pressed. Depressed off the dick.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that one. Oh, that's sad.
Mhm.
I was just, speaking of relationships, I was just watching something on social media. It was in my timeline of this woman doing a pop-up surprise on her, what she thought was her boyfriend of 5 months. That she also was like, she was so in love with, and he was her number one. First of all, there's so many red flags and things she was saying. They've been dating 5 months. She's deeply in love with him. He's her everything. He was her soulmate. She's so happy, right? And I'm like, sis, 5 months? He all that in 5 months? Like, do you know a person in 5 months to be that deeply in love? Or do you know who they are portraying themselves to be? Because I just feel like you haven't even seen this man in all seasons yet in 5 months. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Then second, so she drives to, he had been out of town for like 10 days, somewhere in another state, hours away. So she's gonna surprise him, pop up on him. He was there renovating a property he owns, and he was staying to just oversee the project and make sure everything was being done in a timely fashion, blah, blah, blah. So she's gonna pop up on him. So before she pops up on him, she stopped by us to see her cousin, which is like an hour and a half away. And then she leaves from her cousin to go see him. And so her next video, she comes back and she's at her cousin's house. Sis looked like she had been fighting. Her edges wasn't laid no more. I was like, what is going on? Sis is crying, which I already knew what the outcome was going to be. Like you can just tell. And so basically she pulls up at the house and his wife answers the door of 7 years. And I was like, I was wondering who's been blowing his phone up, and just saying, going off on her and saying, she knew he was married. She claimed she did not know the man was married. And I believe because she was truly heartbroken. I don't think she knew he. But she was putting a story on TikTok as she was going along. So of course she had to come back and let everybody know the outcome, which was the outcome. I guess she really didn't, but she chose to. But anyway, moral of the story is we got to start seeing some red flags at some point. Because and why are women so quick to fall in love? Like I said, 5 months. Do you think you found, you truly know a person? I'm not saying you can't fall in love in 5 months, but do you think that's enough time to truly know a person?
Um, Sometimes I think a lifetime is not enough time to truly know a person. But 5 months, I don't see nothing wrong with being in love in 5 months. Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we have all this past trauma that keeps us from loving. Like, let's say we did meet Mr. Right, and we got all this trauma, and we thinking about all the exes and how they did us, and now we got these walls up, and we sabotaging the situation. That can happen. I would say love with caution. Know how to have restraint, know how to give a little without giving everything. So I
Mm.
say it has to be balanced in love. You know what I mean? Because if you all the way in, you don't leap all the way off that cliff. Sometimes it's kind of hard to come back from it.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem for a lot of women just being a woman. I feel like when a woman starts seeing getting the little butterflies, the worst thing a man can give you is butterflies. Cause soon as them butterflies start going off in your stomach and you really feeling him and he got you goo-goo-eyed, it's over. It's over. Like your nose is wide open and you're going all in, even though you're telling yourself, okay, pull back, okay, don't do too much. I feel like most women, not all, start going all in super fast, super quick, super easy. When a man is speaking, especially when he's speaking our love language, it's easy for
Hmm.
women to go in, and before you know, like, and then you start ignoring all those bright red cautious flags that's popping up, like the man being out of town for 10 days because he's doing this project. And I'm sure there was other flags because he can't be on the phone with you all night. He can't be FaceTiming you while he's at home. Like there are things that we choose to ignore because of quote unquote love. So we got to stop ignoring them flags.
Yeah. So what are some red flags? Because that's the thing. A lot of us single sisters out here, we just don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, of course, you got the typical, you hear from them, then you don't hear from them. His story's not matching up, all the basics. But
Mhm.
what are some other red
That,
flags?
that going goes, or those, I don't know. I just feel like it's always those little um white lies. Like I don't even know if you want to call it white lies, but those same old sayings that it seems like guys say. And I just see this just in friend stories, and especially if the guy's coming out of a so-called relationship, or those quote unquote married men that are going through a divorce or getting a divorce or the paperwork's already been filed. Oh, I just talk to her for the kids, or I sleep on the couch when I'm there. Like, come on, let's stop. Like, I feel like sometimes it's common sense things that can be ignored when it comes to a brand new relationship and it's a single man. Like you said, those things of the availability, not being there, not answering the phone, in which people don't have to answer your call every time you call, but there are, when somebody has gotten off schedule. Like if I usually talk to this person every day around this time, or I call every day around this time and they can't call me, but they'll text me something. Or you haven't met any other family, you've never been to his home where he lays his head. There are some things. And then I can't even really say mean the parents or mom or dad is a red flag, because I've heard the men will take you to the mama house.
Mm-hmm.
Mama knows
Yeah.
you the third.
Yeah, I was like, meeting the mama is real regular these days. Like, it used to be like an honor, and like, oh my God, I met his mom. Girl, now it's just like the mama done met all of them.
Yeah, that used to be something major. Now it's just the everyday regular. I don't know, but I've been out the dating scene for quite some time, so I really can't give too many pointers. What do you feel like some of the red flags are that you have ignored in your past?
Um, like you said, not going ghost, not being able to answer. You call, they text. Um, Not wanting to really like spend time during like regular hours of the day.
Yeah.
It's either real late at night, stuff like that. Um, what else?
And probably even like a lot of times I'll see, um I've seen the comment where they say men don't want to take you out on dates anymore, they just want to Netflix and chill. Maybe they don't want to be out in public because they got another woman, because they have a relationship, they're not trying to get caught up out in public. That might be a huge one.
yeah, yeah.
So, because I feel like men, I truly believe there are some men who want to wine and dine and date and go out and do things with the woman that they're into. But they're definitely more willing to do that if they're not hiding something. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I hate that for the girl I saw that video on though. She seemed truly broken. The dating scene seems to be
That's so
tough.
sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
I'm just waiting on God.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on God. I mean, I am dating. I am, I have friends, but I'm like, until God tells me like this is it.
See,
And that is the thing. Like, even when I do feel like I'm starting to like someone, I'm just like I start looking for everything.
you
So
start
it's just like I don't,
what something
huh?
you start looking for something to be wrong.
Yeah,
Um, mm, that's trauma.
yeah. Like I start looking for something to be wrong. Um, like I struggle with finding that balance in dating, honestly. Yeah.
Therapy.
Say what?
Are you in therapy right now?
Am I in therapy?
Uh,
No, but I did. I thought about it today. I was like, I probably need to go back to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially just to, I feel like women need to go to therapy too to get over that and unpack that trauma of past relationships. Cause man, relationships can take you down through there. Like for real, relationships can change who you are as a person. People can literally change all the good stuff about you and have your guard so far up to where you said like you're self-sabotaging when things are going good, you're looking for something to be wrong, and it in some point is going to cause issues in a relationship, especially if
Yeah.
accusations are being thrown and nothing is up. It's like, that'll definitely make somebody fall back quick. So yeah, I highly suggest it. I need to go back. I'm still sad my therapist moved, but
Mhm.
anywho. Well, how was your Valentine's Day? Did you do anything for self? Did you give yourself any self love?
Um, I did. I took some time for myself. I wrote love letters to myself.
Oh, I love that.
Just some positive affirmations, self-love affirmations. Had dinner with the family. Yeah, that was it. What about you?
I had a really good time this weekend. We had a Galentine's brunch that I had so much fun at. But I typically I don't really we don't really do much for Valentine's Day. My baby's got me some gifts. And I went to work and we showered the team with breakfast and all that good stuff. So it was a good day.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we need to really show ourselves a lot of self-love. I OG in the self-love department. So my altar
That's
card
important.
is very
Because if you're waiting for someone else to validate you in that way, like that's hard when you don't get it.
yeah,
So you have to feel that.
you definitely can't wait on it. But however, that doesn't mean to fall back and be accepting of the bullshit when the person that should be giving it to you don't give it to you.
Yeah.
That don't mean you gotta accept that and take that. I stand on that. But yeah, give it to yourself on a constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say this, ladies, when you are in a new I don't want to say relationship, but when you are dating, I wouldn't consider you guys not celebrating Valentine's together as a red flag. I would think that would maybe need to be a conversation, like, what are we doing? Are we doing anything for Valentine's Day? If that's something like you guys are not like, you guys are a few months in, I could see that being a conversation, but y'all only a few weeks in, I wouldn't like be sad or depressed that
Yeah,
we didn't celebrate Valentine's.
and two, I feel like that's something if you know you're getting serious with somebody and Valentine's Day for you is a big deal. For the person you're seeing, you may need to say, hey, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Is this something that you would typically celebrate? Is this a thing for you? Because for some people, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's really not a thing. And then there are some people out there that says, we should celebrate love every day, especially when you're in love with somebody. You should shower them with that and not just wait to this one day. And I get that. So it's not a thing for everybody. I feel like people get so hyped up in these social media posts with roses all over the floor and the balloons in the room and chocolates all over and candles lit everywhere, and feel like when they don't get that, they're not good enough. Like stop
Right.
comparison to these fake lives that people post to be on social media. Let's let that go. So that's definitely a conversation that should be had between the two, um, so you can save yourself some heartache when you ain't got nothing to post.
Right.
You don't need that. But anyway, let's wrap this thing up. You have anything going on? What's going on with you?
Pretty Rose is always doing this thing, so make sure y'all follow Pretty Rose at Pretty Rose underscore official. And then of course you can always book ZZs for your weddings, your birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, divorce parties, whatever. We do it. And that's ZZS underscore ice cream underscore puffs. Yep, that's it. What about you?
And stay tuned with us. Follow us at Anxiety is a Mother on Instagram. Make sure to check out our YouTube page. We drop a new YouTube video every Wednesday on Anxiety is a Mother YouTube. And you can follow me at Laurie Ann 317. My businesses are in the bio. Bye.
Bye.